we're tasting Frontier Beer Company's Red Rye Ale called Rye the Beloved Country. Great. This is an odd one. We're going to cut to the brewer being myself, so I'm talking my own book here a little bit. But yeah, the Red Rye Ale, like, why did I brew a rye ale? It was actually after visiting Ager Project in Cape Town years ago, probably 4 years ago. I think Rory hadn't even been operating that long, but he had his core range out, which included his own rye ale, which I haven't seen as much of it in recent times. I'm assuming he's still making it, but I'll have to check up with him.
I was there the last time I was there.
Okay. But it just really sort of captured me. It's quite a similar beer as it turns out, but the rye flavor nuances, the kind of earthiness, some of these almost kind of toasted marshmallow, sweet nutty notes from the Carra rye. I just really enjoyed the beer, and I went back home to my new fledgling brewery, and I decided, I wanted to experiment with rye. And so came about this beer. So I wanted a red rye, something actually, I didn't even know anything about Rory's recipe, but I did take some inspiration from his style, and I brought my own interpretation to it. So rye is, if you're familiar with rye breads, it's quite spicy compared with, say, wheat, a bit earthy. It's a naked grain, so it's quite a tough thing to mill. In your mill, you've got to set your mill settings closer. It's quite hard, and you can hear the pitch of your mill going when you're milling rye. And it has a lot of glutens. It makes your mash, which is your porridge where you're extracting sugar from grain, quite sticky. So it can be quite a difficult grain to work with. And the beer itself was a bit of a white whale for me. Like I chased a vision for it for years. And sometimes going down different avenues and coming back to original ones. And I'm probably still chasing something on the beer. There's just some beers that you always you're grasping at something and you're not 100% sure, but that's fun. It means you're trying new things, you're trying to innovate. So where does the Red Rye Ale plot? I guess it's somewhere in that amber ale territory. I mean, as a consumer, I'm a little bit close to the art, but as a consumer, what's your take?
Well, that's the interesting thing I was going to ask you. Where are you aiming this to be? Are you drawing inspiration from the kind of amber ales like we were having previously? Is it leaning towards a kind of more American style, with hop character that's kind of reminiscent of American pale ales or American amber ales? Or are you trying to feature more of the maltons?
Yeah, I wanted the malt to come through, and it does, I suppose, have a foot in both doors. So if you talk about American amber, you're talking often quite high bitterness, lots of hops, lots of sort of citrus aromas, and malts underlying that. So on this beer, I do have Cascade, which is American hop, a sort of classic, a New World American hop, grapefruity flavors. But then there's also Willamette, or Willamette as the Americans would pronounce it, which it's an American hop, but it's very English in character.
Yeah.
So, I guess this is it's an ale with a foot in both doors. But if I had to enter it into a competition and had to sit under BJCP style, I would put it under an amber ale. I think that's where it sits most comfortably. Quite a few beers we make don't. I'm not chasing styles with them. I'm sort of chasing a vision for a beer, and where it does or doesn't fit in the style doesn't really consume my thoughts a hell of a lot. And I think the Red Rye is one of those beers that's an example of that.
I think we should drink it.
Let's drink it. Let's drink it.
So in terms of flavour, you're getting all those caramels, a little bit of toastiness as well, but a nice complexity and richness of different caramel and toffee flavours, and then just the right amount of hoppiness and the right amount of bitterness, just to balance everything really nicely.
Yeah, quite a complex grain bill, I guess. There's barley, there's two types of rye malt. You got Carra and Special B, bringing colour. It is a malt forward beer, definitely. I think it almost drinks a little bit like half like an English ale in terms of I like quite a soft carbonation on this beer, and it's malt forward. but then you just get some balancing hops is what I was going for. You know, that's the thing I've wrestled with, which is why I struggle in a way. It's been fun, but sometimes frustrating where you think, geez, I've tried to improve the beer and I've made it worse.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just kind of go back on yourself. But yeah, a beer I'm happy with now. I think taking the bitterness down was a good step. You know, there's enough sort of edginess and spice that come from the rye that it doesn't need a whole lot of hop-derived bitterness.
Yeah, and I think there's always going to be that interesting character that's coming from the rye, which can be the base of this beer. And I think that's its greatest highlight, is that all the caramels and the hops and everything like that serves to feature the interesting character that is rye. So everything's playing really nicely together, and they're all kind of propping each other up. And yeah, it's a really nice example of the rye beer.
Yeah, thanks. So I like to enjoy it with food. I think it you know, being a beer with some hoppy notes and carbonation, it can cut through those rich foods, but it also bridges to them with the malt character. So I've always thought of it as a nice sort of charred meats or brie food accompaniment. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Try it that way. Beers like this, you know, you don't necessarily gulp them down. You engage with them.
Have it with a nice steak.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, that's your weekend sorted out. I hope you enjoy. Let us know what you think of this beer. Cheers, folks.
Cheers.